Yeah, instead of being like, I'm going to go to the back and complain that you actually hit me for real.
Right.
Like, we don't do that because we're men. We're men. Yeah. I'm going to hit you with a chair in the head.
In front of people.
Yeah.
Leftovers, 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 leftovers.
Pump it. Pump it. Pump it. Pump it.
Welcome to my Leftovers podcast.
Pump it,
and
pump
today,
it.
oh God, he's doing
Pump it. Pump it. Real good. Pump it.
He's stuck.
Pump it.
Oh no.
We're going to pump it real good tonight.
He's stuck in 2006.
Oh, this podcast. You ready to get funky?
That is some 2007's vibes, which fits today.
Yeah.
But welcome to the first episode of the Leftovers Files.
Oh, yeah. We're doing this one on this one,
Hey,
huh?
you stupid idiot.
I'm sorry. And I'm over here like, everybody
pump
clap your
it.
hands. Clap. Clap.
And I'm an idiot following along. Well, this is the Leftovers Files. So Leftovers Files, look, we've noticed something.
Yeah.
We kind of talk about the stain a lot. We realize that we need to really condense when we talk about the stain and all
Yeah.
these conspiracy things, which technically the dolphin one, we just did it again. But
That one's fine.
that one's fine.
Yeah. We didn't once bring up the stain, which I almost did at the very end when you brought up the
I tried.
the
I had to stop
triangle.
myself.
Yeah.
But we realized that we need a dedicated place to put all our conspiracy minds in.
Yeah.
So today we're gonna start with the first episode of the Leftovers Files. Hopefully you guys like it. It's gonna be a little bit kind of like the old school style with Dynamic Trio, where we had a little bit of a cold open, but we fixed it a little bit.
Yeah. And it's going to be like designated for our Wednesday uploads.
Yes.
So,
Wednesday file day.
yeah.
Oh god, that's a weird way to say that.
Wednesday file.
It just sounds weird.
Wednesday file. That doesn't sound good.
The Wednesday Files.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, but we renamed it. It's the Leftover Files.
Yeah. It's
We
not
call it the
Wednesday
Leftover
Files.
Files because we're gonna try. It's not a promise.
Yeah.
It's gonna try to talk about a lot more conspiracies that were a little weird and a little bit left over. Ooh, he said the word.
It's almost like our name is so big.
Oh my god, it's almost like we thought this through.
Oh, I'm going to poke myself in the eye.
He's so stupid. Well, today we're gonna start with a sad one. So I'm gonna intro the story, but it gets a little weird.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a WWE fan.
Ooh.
June 2007. Chris Benoit was one of the most respected wrestlers in the world. Technical genius, locker room veteran, quiet, intense. And in one weekend, he missed a WWE pay-per-view. The company thought something was wrong. Police were sent to his home in, I can't say that word, Fayetteville, Georgia.
Good job.
I get a good job.
Yeah.
Inside the house, they found something horrifying. Chris Benoit, his wife Nancy, his 7-year-old son Daniel, all dead. And within days, the narrative became Chris Benoit murdered his wife and son and then offed himself. But the case quickly became surrounded by strange details, bizarre rumors, and conspiracies. And the WWE did something they've never done before. They erased him from their history.
Wow.
So if you guys don't know, Chris Benoit was was the wrestler in the 2000s, right?
Yeah.
Along the names of like Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
That's
Kane.
Ah.
Undertaker. Rey Mysterio. Batista.
But when
Edge. Bobby Lashley. Mark Henry.
I'm starting to think you don't know your eras.
No, it was that era too.
Bobby Lashley?
Yeah. Dude, he's been around for
you're
a long
right.
time.
I keep forgetting how long he's been around
He
for.
doesn't age.
He doesn't. He looks good.
He looks like he's our age.
Yeah, he does.
And dude's like gotta be 70.
He's 40 something. Dude.
No, he's like
not
60.
70.
He's 60.
He's 60.
Yeah, something about it.
Shut up.
He's gotta be 60.
I believe that. I believe he's in his 50.
Yeah. Somebody out there is just like, he's not.
He's not. You guys are so
He's
stupid.
40.
God, this is why you suck.
Yeah.
But if you guys don't remember, this is around the same time that the unfortunate passing of Eddie Guerrero also happened.
Yes.
And one of the people who took it the hardest definitely was obviously his family and friends because it was so unexpected. But Chris Benoit being one of Eddie Guerrero's best friends,
Yes.
he was devastated. You can see it in the Eddie Guerrero tribute show on Raw. Bawling his eyes out.
Yeah.
And it's one of the saddest times ever. I think it's one of the saddest tributes to this day still. We've had many good wrestlers.
I remember seeing that and I was just like, he is the one who's taking it the hardest up there.
Yeah.
Like everyone else is obviously feeling it, but like everybody's like, they're composed. They're like just trying to be like, okay, I'm going to like just be okay. He was just like, nah, I'm not okay. And I'm not going to fight this.
No, even in his interview, he was bawling. He couldn't hold it in even for that.
Yeah.
Which, again, best friend. He considered him family. I get it. And Eddie Guerrero was beloved.
Yeah.
He was beloved by fans and everything. So,
Still to this day.
dude, we still...
The wrestlers today are big fans of him still. Like the reason why a lot of them do what they do is because they were inspired by him.
And it's a sad thing to see.
You did not take a sip of that.
Yeah, because I thought you were talking about it.
I saw you go to your mouth. You put it right back down.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
Are
didn't
you not
mean to
laughing
call
at me?
you
Are you
out.
not laughing at me?
Call you out. I don't know why that just like really tickled me.
I'll take you a little later.
Yeah, hell yeah.
The
Right on
saddest
tip.
thing for me when it comes to Eddie Guerrero
Yeah.
is the fact that he'll never get to see Dominic.
Yeah.
And Dominic Mysterio, he's killing it.
And that's his actual son.
Yeah, yeah. That's his real father.
Yeah.
Not that deadbeat Rey Mysterio.
Exactly.
It's so fun being a Dominic Mysterio fan.
Yeah. it
Because
is.
you get to talk so much smack about this guy who's
Yeah.
like everyone's hero.
Yeah. Also, I recently started getting TikToks from Eddie Guerrero's daughter.
Oh.
Yeah, she posts TikToks, and there was one where she went to go see the Big Show, and immediately, right when he saw her, he like went up to her and like hugged her, and it was like the most adorable thing ever.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. Now, there's a lot of mystery around Eddie Guerrero's death, too.
Yeah.
I don't know what the actual story is. It sounds like it was a heart attack. But nonetheless, this is where we see that Chris Benoit was kind of going down a downward spiral. A lot of people are suspicious that this is when his downward spiral really went hard. Anyways, in 2007, there was a pay-per-view from WWE. They were getting ready. He was in the match card. He was fighting for the championship. I forgot against who. Actually, I have it right here.
Maybe it was Bobby Lashley.
It was not Bobby Lashley.
Mark Henry, possibly? Batista.
I agree. I don't know. I don't.
The Big Show?
I give up.
Rey
I give up.
Mysterio.
I give up. Well,
Brock Lesnar.
well, most of you guys already probably know what actually happened. It's a very disturbing story because it's not a simple like he just choked his wife out and his kid out. No, this took over 3 days.
Did it actually?
Happened from June 22nd to June 24th. So, according to investigators, Benoit killed his wife Nancy Benoit first. What they believe, based on the puzzling story, is that they were having some kind of barbecue, and for whatever reason, he went manic, and he tied her up, gagged her, and then he killed her.
Oh no.
The next day,
Wait, I genuinely thought it was like a gun situation where
I
he just
thought so,
like
too.
all of them in the same night.
so here's the weird thing. A lot of people also remember a gun being used in the story, and I don't know why. I haven't found anything that says.
Oh
like,
hell no! You freaking splitting my brain in half.
I know Berenstain.
Yeah, that's insane. Dude, I would have sworn everything that it was like due to like gun
I
violence.
swear I thought that too, and I don't know why.
Okay,
Something's
dang.
there.
Yeah.
Well, the sad thing is, on June 23rd, he would also kill his son Daniel. I forget how he did that one. I believe it was covered by pillow. I'm not sure.
Oh, no.
But he asphyxiated him basically.
Yeah.
All these deaths were basically asphyxiation of some sort. And then on the last one, on June 23rd, he would commit. Oh, I'm so sorry. I might have the dates wrong. But regardless, it took over 3 days.
Yeah.
But Chris commits suicide himself as well. And he would hang himself on his gym equipment in the garage.
Are you sure you're not trying to say unalive?
I'm trying to say that Chris Benoit would also unalive himself.
There we go.
Would also unalive himself on his gym equipment. Now,
wow.
there's a lot of problems with this.
Uh-huh.
It's not only the fact that it looks like he went like crazy.
Yeah.
He placed Bibles next to their bodies, which makes it also seem like it was premeditated.
Yeah.
Now,
Because the impression that people got was that he was manic, and that this all happened in like a span of like just a night where it just had some type of episode and he just unleashed, you know. But now it's panning out to seem that if it was 3 days, you're not manic for 3 days straight.
yeah,
You know, and then like you don't just go and you grab your body unless he did it afterwards.
yeah.
Yeah.
The strange thing is, on his computer, they did find things about. This is where you get kind of into the weird things of what CTE and what concussions can do to your brain. Maybe He was looking up weird things about like how to bring a body back from the dead. Things like that. He was looking at how hard it is to break your neck or something. Weirdly enough, and this is a detail that I found that was really strange. Apparently, when he did unalive himself, it was from hanging. He put a towel around his neck. People say that that's so that it doesn't cause any bruising or cuts into your throat.
He's like, I don't like cuts. It's like, dude, you're about to unalive yourself.
It's a what do you call it? Oh, dang it! Overstimulation thing? I don't like that texture. I don't like that texture on my skin.
I'm like, dude, you're about to see freaking lights. You know, you're about to be out.
You're out.
Yeah.
Like you can handle it for a few seconds.
Yeah.
It's a really sad thing what wrestling was back in the day with the steroid abuse, drug abuse,
Yeah.
and
Painkillers.
Painkillers. Autopsies later showed that Benoit had severe brain damage similar to Alzheimer's patients.
Wow.
Doctors linked it to CTE from years of head trauma. And considering the guy's finisher was a diving headbutt, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and it's so funny that like people will still be like, wrestling's fake. Nobody's getting hurt. Dude, this dude just annihilated his whole family and himself.
Yeah.
Because he was getting hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, dude, like, ah.
Well, his brain resembled that of an 85-year-old dementia patient, is what autopsies showed.
So we should be scared of 85-year-olds?
Yeah, we should be really scared of 85-year-olds. If they still look like they can move, run.
Yeah, go in the opposite direction.
And during that era, like we just talked about, steroid abuse was rampant, painkiller addiction was common, head trauma from chair shots was also really bad.
Oh, yeah,
That's when we
dude.
saw we still had a lot of chair shots.
Back in the day, they would just take it straight to the goddamn dome.
They were unprotected. Yes, they
Yeah.
didn't. A lot of times to sell it, they wouldn't protect it as much.
Yeah.
Or sometimes it was also receipt.
Yeah.
Where like they get mad and they're like, "I'm gonna get you a receipt," and then they would bang the head out of them.
Dude, explain the receipt thing for those of you.
In
Or-
wrestling terms, right? To some people it's fake. To us, it's still real. Damn it! But in wrestling terms, essentially, you have an agreement with your partner that we're gonna go to a certain level, and sometimes we're gonna push that level. We're gonna hit a little harder. Maybe my finisher hurts a little bit more.
Yeah.
But when you start to kind of, let's say you get too wild and you throw a real punch in the mix
Yeah.
that like clicks and breaks something.
Yeah.
You've taken it too far.
Yeah.
And a lot of times some wrestlers, like Undertaker was famous for this, where he would get you a receipt. Essentially, that receipt was payback.
Yeah.
And he would be famous for giving some people some chair shots, like, here's your receipt.
Yeah. Yeah. Instead of being like, I'm going to go to the back and complain that you actually hit me for real.
Right.
Like, we don't do that because we're men. We're men. Yeah. I'm going to hit you with a chair in the head.
In front of people.
Yeah.
It's there.
It's definitely,
It's something that should stop.
it still happens now.
It still happens.
But the chair shots don't.
Not as much these days. And if you notice, a lot of chair shots are done to the body,
Yeah.
legs.
Yeah.
It's not done straight to the head anymore.
And if they do, like, their hands are up for sure. Actually, I don't even think I've seen like an attempted to the head ever.
No, you're right. I haven't seen one in a while.
It's always like the back.
And
I've
here's
noticed.
the thing. A lot of people hate the fact that WWE went immediately from this tragedy. They went to a PG era.
Mm-hmm.
And it's true. It did kind of devalue the program. It did make it not fun. It made it great for kids, but it wasn't great for us.
It's like for like the generation that grew up on like Jackass. From going from that to something that was like almost,
It wasn't fun anymore.
it was a drastic change.
But that's how they also got like their cartoons.
Yeah.
Remember there was like the little WWE cartoon on the WWE network at
Yeah.
one point. Like that's why all that stuff happens. And granted, it made them a lot of money.
Yeah.
It might have been the best move.
That's also why, like, a lot of like these wrestlers will show up on like talk shows and stuff because it became like something that they could actually, advertise to people.
Yes.
Yeah.
And granted, though, there is one silver lining here to all this.
Mm-hmm.
Even though to this day, there is still a big health, I don't know what you would call it, but they have a lot of rules in terms of health and drug use
Mm-hmm.
to the point where like Jeff Hardy was immediately like terminated, I think twice.
Yeah.
Because of drug use.
Yeah.
Right?
They drug
try-
you often.
Yeah.
They drug test you often. Sorry.
Yeah. And so nobody.
They don't drug you often.
It's crazy. But like you can't get away with it in the WWE anymore.
Yeah.
No one is safe from it. And then two, yes, it's not as exciting and violent.
Mm-hmm.
But if you notice, a lot of like our favorite wrestlers, like Seth Rollins, stuff like that, the injuries we're seeing these days are athletic injuries.
Yeah.
It's no longer these kind of injuries where you're just like, oh dang, hopefully he comes back from that devastating chair shot to the freaking throat. You
Yeah.
know? These are injuries that are more from athleticism, which I think is cooler. I know AEW is trying to bring back the hardcore stuff.
Yeah.
I know they just did a pay-per-view over the weekend. They went so hardcore, and it got to the point where I was like, I don't like this anymore. I don't
Yeah.
know what it is, but the gore stuff,
Got too intense.
I don't like seeing like people taking those kebab sticks into the head.
When every match ends in just a pool of blood, you're just like, what is this for? What is
Right.
this actually for?
That storyline better have been good.
Yeah. A lot of times it's not even like good storyline, like it'll just be like just gore for the sake of gore, and like that's what people go there for.
Yeah.
But now, like in like today's age, like if you see a wrestler and they get hurt, they basically get like the equivalent of like a soccer player when they get hurt. It's just like overextension of something, like it's
Yeah.
no longer just like straight from like impact stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful to the WWE for taking. It took a lot of mistakes to get here.
Yeah.
But I am grateful for them to be able to have basically a place where I could still say like, hey kids, like you should admire these guys like John Cena, maybe not Brock Lesnar, but
Yeah.
some of these guys you could say because they're not. Your hope is they're not heavily drugged anymore and
Yeah.
that they're not crazy people.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, to bring it back.
Yeah.
That's the basic stuff. But the weird things that happen with the Chris Benoit investigation are a few things. Number one is the conspiracy about the Wikipedia page. If you haven't heard, over the weekend, before police had already entered the house, there was a Wikipedia entry into Chris Benoit's Wikipedia where they updated it that Chris Benoit did not make it to that pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And it said Chris Benoit did not make it due to personal issues related to the passing of his wife.
Oh yeah. But like everyone was just like,
Ridiculous.
you mean the murder of his wife that he did?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that wasn't the issue though. The issue was the IP address linked all the way back. Let me see if I have it right here. I do have it right here. No, I don't have it right here. Yes, I do have it. Why
Basically,
am I so
probably linked to his house.
No.
Oh, what?
Connecticut, the headquarters of WWE.
They were doing a cover up.
The thing is, it wasn't maybe a cover up. The guy, it was a teenager or some guy. It was just some guy who was, his thing was, he just updates Wikipedia pages. Was okay, cool.
Yeah.
Believable. When police went up to him, he said it was just a coincidence. Like I messed up. I sometimes I do these random things. I make it up or whatever.
Yeah.
And this is just a really bad coincidence.
Oh hell no.
But there's an issue.
Yeah.
There's a big issue. This guy's known to update Chavo Guerrero, also a former WWE wrestler and big at the time, Chavo Guerrero's Wikipedia often.
Yeah.
And he has a relationship with Chavo Guerrero. And this is where it gets to the second weird part. Chris Benoit started texting a few wrestlers certain weird text messages.
Yeah.
One of those text messages was to Chavo Guerrero, and it was his address. It was just his address, which was weird because Chavo Guerrero had already spent a week prior to that at Chris Benoit's house.
Oh, what?
He didn't need to give him his address for
Yeah.
anything. So there's that. There was also an infamous phone call. Chavo Guerrero called him, and they were on the phone. They were just talking. It was a 45-minute call.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, at the end of the call, there's a knock at the door, and then it sounds like some scruffling, and the call ends.
Uh-huh.
A little weird.
Yeah.
This is right before the murders happen.
Okay.
Here's the thing, and we'll get back to the Wikipedia. I swear it.
Okay.
People don't think Chris Benoit did it.
What?
There is a conspiracy that Chris Benoit's, because it all looks way too planned, right? The
Yeah.
Bibles, the weird towel on his neck for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, why would he care if he's, and also if he's in that manic state, why would he, take care of
Yeah.
himself? People believe he was framed, that he didn't do it.
Oh, hell no. What the fuck are you telling me, man?
Because if you know the lore, Chris Benoit's wife was married to a former wrestler too.
Which was?
I don't know his name
Okay,
anymore.
I thought this was going to play like a part in it.
And his name is John.
Oh, no. Wait, so is anybody like raising like the questions about Chavo?
Yes.
Whoa.
So the ex-husband was Kevin Sullivan. You've heard this name before
I
in
think I've
wrestling.
heard of Sullivan.
And infamously, Kevin Sullivan and Chris Benoit didn't like each other.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, to the date when Kevin Sullivan and the ex-wife broke up or their marriage dissolved
Yeah.
is when these murders took place.
What the heck?
Creepy,
Yeah.
but coincidence.
Uh-huh.
There's also like
Wait, whose marriage dissolved?
Kevin Sullivan and
Uh-huh.
Chris Benoit's wife. They were formerly married.
But then like when the relationship ended?
That date,
Yeah.
whatever amount of years.
Oh,
to
okay, years
2007
afterwards?
Is when
Oh,
these
okay.
took place.
The anniversary of it.
So that Chavo Guerrero call, right?
Yeah.
I guess Chavo Guerrero acted a little weird with the stuff.
Uh-huh.
He wasn't as cooperative as what people are saying.
Mm-hmm.
This I can't find any basis for this, but that's what a lot of these like video essays talk about, how he wasn't exactly cooperative.
Uh-huh.
This phone call kind of links up with the whole like Chris Benoit didn't do it, right?
Yeah.
There's also one other thing. There was more phone calls after that
To the same person.
between Chavo Guerrero and Chris Benoit.
Okay.
Chavo Guerrero says that he didn't think it sounded like Chris Benoit on the phone.
What?
He sounded weird. It didn't sound like him at all. Just weird things.
Did it sound like the ex-husband?
I don't know what the ex-husband sounds like, but he didn't say that.
Ah,
So
damn.
people, there's a lot of those weird things. So here's the thing. It kind of sounds like Chavo Guerrero knew from the get-go that either Chris Benoit had done the deed
Yeah.
or that he knew someone had done the deed.
Yeah. He just had some type of insider information about it.
Because he was calling Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, what was that 45-minute call about? Did he already kill his wife? And he was
Yeah.
just confessing to Chavo? We don't
Yeah.
know. Here's the thing. Going back to the Wikipedia entry, the teenager who updated Chris Benoit's thing was known to update Chavo Girls constantly and have a relationship with Chavo Girl and actually talk to Chavo Girl. There's speculation that the teenager talked to Chavo Guerrero, and that's how he got the information about Chris Benoit and his wife passing. That it wasn't a coincidence, it was a fact and information that was fed to him from Chavo Guerrero.
Wow. Oh, that's freaking weird.
That's freaking
That
weird.
is weird.
Right?
That changes, dude. That changes everything that I knew about this story.
Right.
What the heck? Is that all? Like, is there more information?
There's tidbits here and there. There's another part about how when police got there, for some reason, Chris Benoit told Chavo Guerrero in text or on call that his dogs were inside the house, and when police showed up, his dogs were outside loose. Weird.
Okay.
But also like,
Just-
okay,
okay.
it could just be whatever.
Uh-huh.
Weirdly enough, the police were rather incompetent
Oh, yeah.
because they had the neighbor come out and say, because he had a relationship with Chris Benoit, he had the neighbor come out and get the dogs so that, you know, whatever. But they said, you know what? The dogs trust you. Can you go inside the house and check? That's when the neighbor saw what was in the house and he ran and he basically told the cops, like, this is a whatever.
Wait, the cops told the neighbor to go inside the house and
Stupid,
check?
right? Stupid.
Do your job, cop. What do you mean? Tell the neighbor. He could be a freaking crime suspect.
I think they assumed it was just a regular call. This
Yeah.
guy's famous. He might just be blacked out drunk and whatever,
Then
right?
do the house call check.
With
whatever.
the dogs outside, they were nervous, I guess.
That's-
The other
They're like,
issue.
I'm really scared of dogs, so can you go check? So lame.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The other issue is reports. The reports from the police don't add up. Some reports say they found him slumped over. Some talk about how he was found hanging. Some reports say he was downstairs. Some reports say he was upstairs.
Wow. The fact that like there's
They
so many
messed
different
up.
stories,
Yeah.
that's insane. because
Depending, yeah.
it's always one thing. Like if there's no way that you could spin it in any type of way. When you find somebody, you find them exactly how it is. There's photos, there's people that like,
Yep.
you know, you write the report. If there's multiple different stories being told, it's chances are there's weird things happening. There's weird-
100%.
Yeah.
It does sound like more incompetence than anything else, though.
Yeah.
It based on what I've seen, it was more like these police were just not good at their jobs.
Wow. Like, how bad can you be at your job where you're just like, okay, like, we found him, he was slumped over, and somebody else is like, he was hanging. It's like, what do you mean? How?
Which, to be fair, it could also been really bad communication where they
Yeah.
brought his body down
Yeah.
for the sake of bringing his body down and trying to resuscitate.
Yeah.
And then the next cop that shows up is like, oh, I got to write a report. He's slumped over.
Maybe. But then it's also like upstairs, downstairs. It's like, well,
Yeah,
technically, he has a basement, so he is upstairs if he's in like the middle.
He's like, I don't know what you would call this, but in my place, where we
Yeah.
come from, we call this upstairs.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a nice house.
That means that the guy, like the cop, lives in the basement then at like his house.
Oh, that's
so
funny.
technically, he's like upstairs for him is yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's actually really funny. Yeah, this story's wild. Everything I thought I knew about this story, it changed my mind a little bit.
Yeah, I'm kind of freaked out. Not
I'm
gonna
really
lie.
freaked out.
I don't know why I'm freaked out.
The whole Kevin Sullivan thing is so alleged, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you would have to believe that this guy was so angry about, the ex-wife leaving him. You'd have to believe that his issues with Chris Benoit were this big. And more importantly, you'd have to believe that he was willing to do all this stuff.
Yeah. On the other side of things, you also have to, if you don't believe that side of the story, you also have to believe that Chris Benoit would also be capable of all these things as well.
Which is more believable considering his brain at that
Issues
point.
and stuff like that.
There's one last thing. And this last thing can make you think about the WWE weirdly, maybe.
Okay.
When they did the tribute show for Chris Benoit, originally, before it was aired what had happened at his home and what the full story was, when they interviewed the wrestlers and people were remembering Chris Benoit, William Regal stood out because he would not talk about him personally. He would only talk about his in-ring ability. And he had this weird kind of like disdain for the conversation.
Uh-huh.
Even in his video package. I believe it was William Regal. I might be wrong, but
Okay.
I'm 90% sure. And people speculate that certain people at the WWE knew ahead of time. That they knew ahead of time what the real news was and what had happened.
Oh,
which,
so he kind of knew as well.
because I think by that point, William Regal was already upper management. No?
Yeah, so he's probably like, I'm not gonna speak highly about him, considering what they're telling me right now that like he potentially did that to like his whole family, and
Right.
himself. Yeah,
Exactly. Which it kind of all comes back to the whole thing, because Chavo Guerrero was not the only one who got text messages. Apparently, other wrestlers did.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of goes back to this whole thing of like, it sounds like people knew ahead of time. People were aware ahead of time of what had happened, and they couldn't say anything until an official police report, which is also kind of, in a way, fair.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how to explain that, because you can't just go out there saying like he killed his wife and stuff, and then there's no police report to confirm it.
Yeah,
As a company, So,
man.
and then obviously to end this whole story off, we know now Chris Benoit has never been mentioned in WWE programming. It doesn't
Yeah.
get shown, if at all.
Never.
And even at Ric Flair's Hall of Fame speech, when he mentioned Chris Benoit, they cut it out.
They did?
They cut it out.
Whoa.
Yep.
Do you know what he said about him?
He was just naming different wrestlers throughout the years that have made an impact, I believe, or helped along his career. I forgot what it was.
So then, like during the speech when he said something about him, did they just like blur out his mouth?
It's cut out.
It's cut out
It's
just completely.
I think it's completely cut out.
Wow.
So WWE does not talk about him. They never bring him up.
I
It's
mean,
just-
yeah.
Which sucks, because I'm pretty sure I think he has another son that I believe he has another son who's also kind of a wrestler, but it
Oh,
kind of
man. He could never
he
make
can
it.
never
No.
he won't be able to make it unless he changes his name.
Even then, people are gonna be like, "This is his son." Wait, he had another son?
I think, let me double check this because I want to make sure. But I've heard this story, but I
Maybe with
wasn't
like
sure.
another woman or something.
Son, maybe other son wrestler. There it is. Yeah, it's the first thing that comes up. Yeah, David Benoit.
What the? So, did he not unalive his whole family?
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, he's been he's just been doing his thing. But that's the story.
Wow.
I think and then I think this is a great example of leftover files, because this story was left over so hard. We thought there was guns involved. We thought
Yeah.
it was a simple case of CT just gone really bad.
Damn. You know what I kind of hate? Like, I like that this is like, part of our leftovers files and stuff like that. But there's no way I could find anything that will top this. Like,
Oh,
and,
you- trust me, you
as
will.
good as possible as this, because this episode blew my goddamn mind.
And that was the point. We wanted to make sure that we did this whole thing when we did cold opens. We made it all dramatic. We were talking formally and stuff like that.
Yeah.
To pull out this whole like essay review. Nah, dude. This is what storytelling's about. I wanted it to be more like twisty. And there's
Yeah.
more still, because there was
Yeah.
a second Wikipedia entry, all this stuff. But these are the main things, and this is where people have been kind of stumped.
Wow.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments below. What do you guys think? Do you think Benoit is innocent? Unfortunately, I have to be realistic with you.
Uh-huh.
The fact that his brain was so badly damaged,
Yeah.
he was such in a bad place, his computer history, it all leads to one thing.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, thank God for the changes in wrestling, but he was probably the one reason why the WWE changed the way they were.
Yeah.
I know they were changing their drug program before him,
Yeah.
but
I also am of the belief that he did it, but now that there's all these other things about like him texting Chavo Guerrero and stuff like that, and like him texting other people, I'm like, okay, there's more to the story. Like more people knew about it before it actually happened.
exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's the number one thing, that at the end of the day, this story wasn't simply the police found everything. There's people who knew ahead of time and they just couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
I think that's where it comes down to.
Wow.
And unfortunately, that Wikipedia teenager, idiot for updating too fast.
Yeah. But at the same time, maybe he was doing that on purpose.
I think so. I
Yeah,
think
you never know.
Oh, comment below. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Do you think there's any merit to the Chris Benoit story? And do you think the WWE should ever acknowledge the Chris Benoit ever again? I don't think so either. I don't think so either.
No.
I think that ship is sailed. But it's,
Yeah.
it's good for engagement.
Yeah. It's
Well-
definitely like, it's not good. But sorry.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for listening, guys. Follow us at LFTBRSPOD on TikTok and comment below, subscribe, do all the fun little things. And more importantly, this is James.
And this has been Mind Blowing Alex.
And thank you for listening to Leftovers Files.
Leftovers, 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 leftovers,